Hey everybody, Mike Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer Hobby Supply. Today we're going to do update 34. I believe it's 34. And I'm going to show you what I've been up to, and I hope you all enjoy it. But as I usually say at this part of the video is, let's get started. Okay gang, it's kind of rainy and dreary here today. But I'm going to show you, I've had 2 or 3 days work on it. That area back there, I used some, if you remember, it was real white plaster. And I've got that plastered together back there. And I extended that out just a bit, and I might do more. I think it needs to be tapered more. It just looks too straight up to me. But anyway, I may fix that back there at some point. But I did go along here and try and fix up some of the spots that I had. And I have plastered over the top of the Indian ruins. I have plastered all these foreground mountains here. And I think that's pretty much back there is all from that point all the way around to here. At least down to this point where I haven't continued, is ready to have some color put on it, but I'm going to hold off on that, and I'll tell you why in a bit. And here is a picture from the other side, what I've got done along the edge. I obviously have some fascia to clean up, and it dribbled down right on my holder, so I've got to pull that off and clean all that off. May not do that yet, but a lot of junk up here, but I did get the back side of these. Got the front side of those. Got everything looking pretty sharp. Put a little bit of rock in here, and put a lot of rock in here. And I think that's going to look good. There's a little low spot coming right down through the middle here, and I might wind up putting a little stream down through there. Not exactly sure how that's going to fly. I'm thinking about taking it from right about here, down through this crevice here, around that, I think you can see that large rock right there, around that rock, down into a pool here, and then right past this bent, and right down this channel. Maybe just a little tiny stream, I don't know, that's what I envision. I did get all around the tunnel portals all touched up and sealed up. And as luck would have it, last night I put a bunch of water in my bowl first. Then I put the plaster in, and I wound up making about 2 times more plaster than I needed to finish up this little area right here. So I quickly did some paperwork along here, as you can see, and I got down to the top of this tunnel portal. I still had a little bit left, so I moved over here not wanting to waste it, and just went over where I had put that tape. May have to go over that again, but we'll find out how that goes. So honestly, that's about it. I have a couple other things I want to show you, and I'll get to that right now. I haven't run these locomotives yet, but Gavin bought these with his money and weathered these and put them into the Albuquerque, Carnuel, and Tijeras. And I think they really look cool. They were Milwaukee's, and I think he did a real good job on the weathering on them. So I had him take the 2 CB&Qs that I have and that I did into Albuquerque, Carnuel, and Tijeras, and he's gonna try and match the level of weathering on them so that we can run all 4 of them together at some point. I did also find and dug out my ACT executive car. I did also find my SD24s. What else can I show you here? I don't really think we've done much else. He did some weathering on he did a few more ACT locomotives. He took them home because he's still not finished with them yet. He's planning on making locomotives that he can run out here all with the ACT road name on them, and he likes a little more modern stuff. So we'll probably switch back and forth things, and that's okay with me, as long as everybody has fun. So really about as far as progress, I'll tell you what I'm going to try and do today. I've got to pack orders right now, but and it's about, I don't know what time it is. It's probably about 9 o'clock, 9:30. I have got to get in here and I've got to get all this junk cleaned up. He went through his boxes and didn't put his stuff away. I'm going to yell at him for that. But anyway, those boxes need to be put away. I need to clean up all of this mess out here and start making a new mess, because I've just had it with all this. Another thing is too, it's not going to be too long in the near future that I want to get the DS64s mounted so that I can throw all of the double crossovers. I may have mentioned that in the last video. So there is some wiring to be done underneath, and I'm going to try and get to that point. But today the object will be to come out here and clean up all this foam, all this mess, everything that I can clean up out here, and at least get a semblance of order back into the room. I've got plywood out here, and and let me tell you what that plywood is for. I think I've mentioned it before, but I put this piece of plywood up here, and I actually got up here and kneeled on this while I was doing that back there. And I will do the same thing when I color that and do trees back there. It's kind of a bear to get to, as we knew it would be, but my plan is to, like I say, finish that before I move out here to the front where I have sufficient reach. And then when that track is cleaned and I'm running trains again and I have all this cleaned up, then I can start over, making a new mess and doing whatever I need to do. So that is the scoop. That is why I have the plywood in here. And of course I need to show you guys my famous tripod, which I still like, by the way, and I did a video on it. It's a Kingjoy, and it's a cushioned it has fluid in there or something, some kind of resistance that allows you to turn it without the herky-jerky. Anyway, I've enjoyed that. Kingjoy. Plug them every chance I get. And as usual, the Pfeiffer Hobby Supply famous Burns-O-Matic torch. That's it for now. Okay, everybody. Monday afternoon, and I got the board all cleaned off. Didn't do a good job of cleaning the track, like with a metal brush or anything, but got most of the crud off, and I'm running the track cleaner around now. I've already done the other loop, and I'm coming down on this loop, and I've got to go through a switch. Anyway, this is kind of what the board looks like, almost all cleaned off. I just want to get it so I can run trains again for a little while. It doesn't look like the floor's been vacuumed, but it has, and I neatened up all my track, and I do have kind of a cluttered mess of foam here, but that's the way it goes until I'm done with foam, which probably won't be a whole long time yet. But that track cleaner's making its second loop around on the inside loop. These locomotives back here, the U-boats, they made 2 loops with the stacks with pushing the track cleaner. So this train of Gavins is all ready to go out at some point. Probably tomorrow when I get out here to do stuff. But anyway, this is kind of what it looks like with the board all cleaned off, a bunch of boxes sitting on it. The only thing that's up here is this pair of scissors, which is the pair of scissors that I found that I used to cut all my plaster cloth with. Have those back. Oh, I did take some of my old foam riser and stick it down in there just to take up space, so that when I get ready to do that, I don't have to wad up as much newspaper. And the same thing right back along there, as you can see. But anyway, just kind of trying to use that stuff up instead of just throwing it in the trash can. And here comes our locomotives again. If you remember in the other video I did, the lights on it were flashing. The lights are looking good now. I have not cleaned the wheels. The wheels are merely getting clean from running the track cleaner around in front of the locomotives. And we'll see if it comes through the bridge here. I think since I have a double main now, I'm going to have to invest in another track cleaner. One is not enough if you have two main lines. I mean, if you want to get it done in a timely manner, I suppose. Anyway, I got my chair moved back over where it goes. I've got some stuff crammed behind it over there. Anyway, all cleaned up. I do have some things I need to take out to the garage, but that's maybe tomorrow. But I'm getting ready to head in. It's almost 8 o'clock, and I just wanted to get the track clean tonight. Okay guys, this is the idea that I came up with. I couldn't think of anything that was going to suit my fancy, so I built this concrete wall which goes all the way down along the tracks, and then at the ends it will curve and go up where the road goes. I'm now thinking about putting some houses up in here. We'll see how that turns out, but not there yet. But anyway, as I have mentioned, these flats are not the ones that are going to stay there. The bowling alley will be up here somewhere, and likely that one and not that one. But I'm going to rig up some buildings so that I can get a 3D effect and get these moved back just a little tiny bit from the edge of the concrete wall. You can see that the concrete wall is about 5 feet high on the other side, 6 feet high. But yeah, I think that'll look pretty cool. It'll look like it belongs there anyway. So, got it all weathered up, got it hot glued in place, and that's going to be it. Okay, everybody. I think I showed you, I've got the concrete wall up, but I've got to build some buildings, building flats or 3D buildings, and that's no big deal. But what I was going to show you is that I've gotten at least some of my DS64s up. I've got one here, and I've got a lot of modifications to make to this. I'm going to drill some holes up underneath back behind here and put the wires through so they don't hang down like that. All this wiring here is just temporarily done. Okay, it's laying across the floor. I have all of the double crossovers working. I was trying to figure out where to go with this, but anyway, all the double crossovers are working. I can show you one here. Hold on one second. I just finished hooking up temporarily that one, twisting the wires together and running it over to that DS64 back there, which is the only logical place to put them. And you can see right here that I can throw that going into the yard. Now, here's the issue that I have to fix. That's 101. It's addressed, it's given, that DS64 is given a number of 101. This is 102. and I put 103. Actually, I put 103 right here, but I attached its LocoNet cable to the panel, to the UP5 panel that's over there on the other side. And to get to my point, or what I'm trying to get out of my mouth here, is 101 was addressed as they come. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what I've got to do is I've got to try and remember how to set the addresses on these so that I can go in and change some of the addresses. I don't know if I'm going to care about addresses anywhere else except on the main line. And I want all of the double crossovers to be consecutive. So on the main line I want 1, 2, 3 here, 4 over there. Then I want that is, well, I got you way over there and I'm over here. 5 and 6. So to do that, I obviously have to change some addresses in these to make them suit what I'm doing. Another switch that I thought needed hooked up right away, actually I've got 2. Let me move this train by 5-finger method. I have this one hooked up, which is the lead going into the yard. I have that one set to, I believe, 3 over here. I know this is confusing walking around and swinging the camera around. But I've got to get that wire over there down through, which is the switch that leads into the yard from the other side. And once I do, those 2 single switches will be the other 2 priorities on the main line. From that point forward, I'm not real sure that I will care. I just want it, the main line, so that I can remember how they are consecutive. You know, 1 over there, 2 up there, 3 over there, and 4 here, and 5 and 6 in the yard. And I might do the single switch here, 5, and do that one over there. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I'll try and do it to make sense. I know what I just rambled out does not make any sense, but I'll get it figured out in my head, and they'll be what I'm saying is they'll be numbered consecutively so I can work them around the layout without really having to think about it too much, and work the yard leads, the switches into the yard leads on another familiar number. The rest of them out there, I don't care if they have a number post at them. I will look at the number post and do them. And in fact, all these will probably have number posts anyway, but I just want it to make sense to me so I can do it from across the room without having to go over there and look at the number. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Another thing I'm going to do, I'll take you outside and show you real quick. Okay guys, not much today. I'm going to do some tonight, but I want you to notice right over in there, if you guys noticed in previous videos, I had a painting holiday over there, and while I was at it, I touched up all the gray holidays along here, painted that box and that cable up there. On top of that, I built that. I don't have the corrugated fiberglass on it yet, but I'm going to put white corrugated fiberglass on there to give me a place to get out of the rain when I'm opening the door of the shed, or snow, whatever it is. And I have one similarly built over here, and it needs new fiberglass, so I will do all of that at the same time. So that was done, and I need to put new fiberglass on, and that one I will probably go get the fiberglass this evening or tomorrow morning and cut it and put it on there. And I think it looks pretty good. I couldn't actually just go right over the door because of the motion light, There were a lot of obstacles. Attaching the brace to the other shed and then putting a V brace on it there, it's plenty strong. So anyway, that's what I've been up to today. We'll get to some more tonight. I think I've shown you guys everything in here. A little bit of the day got eaten up today. Robin went to pick up the ashes of our cat we had put to sleep a couple of weeks ago. And backing out of the parking lot, there was a lady running across behind her with a dog, and she was paying attention to that lady, turned to the right to see if she had gone by, and continued to back up. The backup warning sensor on the Cadillac was going, and she backed around and into the bumper of a truck, and it just barely put a little ding in the bumper of the car, and we're going to pay for it, not even turn it into insurance, because it's not very much more than the deductible is. But we had to go down there to the body shop, wait around, and then I was curious why the car didn't stop. Well, it turns out that feature isn't on the car we bought. I thought it was. It's not. It does have it will tell you if there's cars coming from either direction or if there's somebody behind the car, but all it does is give up vibration in the seat. It does not have the apply brakes option on it. So anyway, it is what it is. It's just something that was unavoidable. Even having the warning on there, it didn't help her much because she was still thinking she was getting the warning from the lady who had passed by the back of the car and neglected to see the pickup. Anyway, the old guy in the pickup, apparently he didn't even touch anything on his bumper. It was a construction bumper on the truck, and it didn't do anything to the truck. And so anyway, it was just walk away thing. But it did eat up a lot of the day today. So anyway, I'll get with it tonight and see what I can do. Okay guys, I finished the cover over my shed door, and I replaced the vinyl over Robin's shed door. It really was a piece of cake. Once you got the framework done, it's very easy to change out. Lasts about 5-6 years out here in the sun. $29 for 12-foot piece will do both. Pretty cheap insurance and pretty cheap comfort. Anyway, here's a look at it from this angle, and walk around the tree, and a shot of it from over here. Anyway, you get the idea. It'll keep the rain off me while I'm opening the door, and we'll get on to something else. Okay gang, nothing new up here, but a lot new down here. I got 5 DS64s, and I've got them all tied in. I have all the switches except the yard switches here. Anything that's going to be in the yard. In the engine facility. All the yard switches, all that lead, that switch, all these switches here are all of them on the main line are now functional and in the yard. If I come down here, any of them I have marked with numbers, which is all of them, are ready to go. They're all functioning in their proper direction. So everything in the yard, everything on the main line, everything on these 2 sidings, the yard exit over here I got hooked in underneath the bridge there. Basically everything on the main line, with the exception of this switch right here, simply because I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go. Because it could definitely go down in here. It could go anywhere when I start doing the city area, so I don't want to get that one tied in yet. And I've got one bad DS64. I still have 4 good ones left here. So I'll see what I can make out of that. I'm going to have to use one of them down where the engine facility is. And we'll go from there. Just see how many I have and see if I got enough. I guess that's the key thing. But anyway, that's about it. And it is about 8 o'clock Saturday night, and I'll see what I get to tomorrow. Okay, everybody, I have quite a cluttered area here, but I went to Lowe's today originally just to get some 6-pin connectors so that I could make a bunch of these. And I needed some short ones, and I needed some different length ones, and I make cables in the shop, but I used almost all of them. So anyway, I had to go get those, and in the process I decided to get a tube of liquid tape, or a jar of liquid tape for out here. When you twist wires together for these switch machines, it's good to put a little bit of liquid tape on it, then put your tape around the outside of it, then you won't have a problem at all. I also decided to get me one of these because I thought I would drag the light all over the place under the layout when I could actually have one of those. So I'm going to try a headlight under there. I bought this a while back. Sorry about those gymnastics there. But anyway, this is it's Velcro plant wrap. And really all it is a roll of Velcro. Not real super sticky Velcro, but enough that it could hold wire together and hold wire up underneath the layout. I'm going to give it a shot. And then I was walking through looking for deals on Halloween stuff, since it's getting to be close to Halloween. But in the Christmas department, I happened to walk by these guys, and I thought, wait a minute. These would work perfectly to hold wire up to the bottom of the foam underneath the layout. So I got a bunch of these. I got 3 packages of these command strips, and I'll be able to support all my wiring underneath the layout without a bunch of screws and so forth. So those are some ideas that I have, and that's about it. Okay, everybody, hope you enjoyed update 34, and as usual, thanks for watching.